I'm going to make a quiche with some fresh salmon and some broccoli and some sun-dried tomatoes. In fact, there's 10 sun-dried tomatoes. I've chopped them and I'm going to mix those. I've just blasted in the microwave. Can you see I've cut them very, very small indeed, and they've had about 3.5 minutes in a microwave. Now I'm going to take this creme fraiche. If I use about just under half, this is a very high fat one, it's 40, and as a result I'm not going to use the full half, it was a mean half. I've got the pepper, if you want you add your salt, but I won't be adding salt. I'm going to just give it a little, 6 eggs, and that's done. A loose bottom non-stick flan, and it's metal, it's heavyweight, it really works really, really well. Now, because we're not going to bake it ahead and all that business, this is the easy way to do it. If you have one of these, then what you do, you may have to roll your pastry out if you can't get it. This is puff pastry, pure butter, and this comes pre-rolled, pre-cut and pre-papered, but we're not going to use the paper except to support the pastry as we unroll it. And it allows you to adjust without damaging or stretching your pastry, and it's so helpful. There. Yeah. I'm pressing it quite firmly into the corner because I want all the space for this. Now, it doesn't get pre-baked or anything like that. It just gets filled and put into a very hot oven. It's 175, it's fan assisted, and it's a pretty good electric oven. Now, at this point, I'm just going to turn these over. If you wanted it very tidy, you would cut them off, but we actually like the pastry, so it seems a waste to put it in the bin. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of this on the bottom, just a little bit. Now I'm going to lay in these, and I'm going to lay in these. Now the salmon is raw, and I'm just going to lay these pieces over so as they look fairly even, and they will cook along with everything else. As you can see, they're not too fat. They are accessible by the heat, and they will cook. All I did was to buy a steak of them, and I took the bones out, I took the skin off, and I've cut them into these little, they're not squares, can you see they are that sort of shape, so they will definitely cook. Now my next job when I put these in is to cover them with the mixture. And the point about that is I need a bit of egg over everything. I don't want them to just sit on the top and burn, and I don't want them to not be pretty on the top as well. So I'm going to just dribble it over and make certain that my fish is all accounted for underneath. It offers a little bit of protection, but I'll see the colour through it. Now that is a meal in a pie, a whole meal. And I've got to get it in the oven now. The oven is hot, it has beeped. Can you see? We'll check it after 25 minutes. All right? Oh, Paul, that looks really nice. Okay. Of course, it will sink, but it really is golden brown and absolutely delightful. Now, I've got to get it out of here, and it's pretty hot. Now, you want it quite well cooked because you've got to cook your pieces of salmon. You can see it going down now as the air contracts as it gets cooler. And we'll give it its 5 minutes. It's already shrinking away from the edge. And then you can take it out and we can eat it. I think you'll like this one, Paul. Once you cut into it and see all the colours. And it's a lovely texture as well.
Okay, give that 5 minutes.
And it's really simple.
Not much better.
Well, I think that still looks all right.
Good.
Crispy pastry. Oh. That is a meal on a plate.
Okay, taste test.
Well, I want you to know what it like. Go on, tell me.
Okay.
Well,
It's really good.
how good?
Very good.
Describe it.
Salmon's moist. Sun-dried tomatoes are juicy.
Stop eating and don't tell me what it tastes like. They can't tell you.
Well, try some yourself. That's really good.
Yes, it's very good. You've got the very nice bits of the broccoli, make it juicy. Then you've got the salmon, but you've also got the zesty bit of the acidy and the sharp bit of the sun-dried tomato. So it's a perfect balance. It's what food's supposed to be about, balance. And it's warm. You can eat it cold. It's not going to last till it's cold. I can tell. I can tell.
It's not going to have a
Paul
chance
is,
to get
is going
cold.
for this. And it was one piece of salmon, enough for, I suppose, 2 mean portions for 2 people. But it was actually a very generous portion for 1 person. And that's all the salmon there, and it's made all of this. It's even economic, but my God, it tastes good.